Why $10,000 months might sound good but still feel tight. Today, I'm going to teach you how to set a real, achievable, and practical income goal. Hi, my name is Ariel McGuire, and I've been an accountant and entrepreneur for over 15 years. I've walked hundreds of business owners through understanding their finances, tax strategy, and income goals. When I first started my business, I thought that if I could just hit a $10,000 month consistently, I would have made it. That would be the goal. I would feel safe and secure and free. But what actually ended up happening is I was feeling more stressed and more pressure to keep working and keep generating the income that I was making. And in that process, I learned that my cost of living was quickly going up, and the cost to operate my business was also increasing. And I just ended up caught in this never-ending loop of needing to work more and harder to make more money, and it was just addictive. I was in scarcity in my nervous system, and I just felt like I had to keep generating. And by this point, the whole concept of being a free entrepreneur has gone out the window because I was working more than I ever worked for someone else. So what I learned through many years of that process, even as a bookkeeper running my own business, was that I had to get really practical about what my income goal actually needed to be and how to manage my nervous system to receive and hold that without a consistent feeling of needing more. So today I'm going to walk you through how to back engineer into your income goal and some simple practices for preparing and managing your nervous system to hold all that money. So the first thing that we need to come to terms with is that the cost of living and the cost to operate your business are more than you think. Also, usually when you're coming from a place of scarcity or not having enough, when an influx of money comes in, you have a tendency to boost your life up to where you wanted it to be, right? So you might start purchasing things that you had been holding off on. So all of a sudden, that baseline where you thought you were is actually higher than you originally predicted. And the other thing that we have to come to terms with is that taxes are way more than you think, and you're probably not even paying all the taxes that you're supposed to be paying. We get taxed as business owners at the local level, the state level, and the federal level. And depending on what state you're in, right now you need to save 30 to 35% just alone for taxes. So if you're not accounting for 30 to 35% for taxes, that's going to immediately kick you into, I have to make more to cover costs. So from the beginning, we need to know what is your actual cost of living to be comfortable, not just bare minimum, but to be comfortable and feel free and feel like you can go on a trip or take a day off work, go on an adventure with your kids. And how much do you really need to be saving for tax based on the amount of money that you're making? The next thing that we need to come to terms with is in order to grow and scale and build your life into what you truly want it to be, which is probably one of wealth and abundance, you have to save money. There has to be a mechanism in place for saving towards your future. Most commonly, business owners are not doing this step. They might be saving a little bit for taxes, just barely meeting their cost of living, and they're most likely not saving 1% for investment or the future or to scale their business. So from the start, these are 3 important things to focus on. Your actual cost of living to be at a comfortable place in life. How much you need to pay for tax. Yeah, we can moan and groan about tax all day, but it needs to be done. And how much do you want to set aside to scale and grow your business? The next thing that we need to tackle is that most likely, whatever you think you're exchanging for your time and the service you're providing is not what you're actually getting. So if you're setting your coaching calls at $222 or $555 for a course, that's not the amount of money you're making. You have to take 30 to 35% out for taxes. You need to take money out for your profit. You need to take money out for your business costs. So you're actually exchanging a lot less. So while it might feel like a good exchange off the front end, in the back end, when you start doing your bookkeeping and looking at your bank account, you might feel like it's out of balance. So it's crucial to set your prices with these numbers in mind. And this is what I'm going to teach you now, is how to back engineer how much your income goal should actually be. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to list out all of your cost of living, your rent, utilities, phone, groceries, and you're going to include things like eating out, whatever entertainment you enjoy, things for your children. Maybe add a little bit when you're writing out your cost of living. Put, $500 in there for just free spending, whatever those numbers are for you. So you're going to list out your actual cost of living. You can go through your bank account. There's several ways to figure this out. Do not just do it off the top of your head. Grab real numbers and make sure you've got everything included. Once you have that done, the next thing you're going to do is list out all of your business expenses. Don't forget all those pesky little subscriptions you're paying for your Google Drive or whatever it might be. Include all the costs that you're paying in order to generate income in your business. Now you're going to add those two numbers together, your cost of living plus your business expenses. So you're going to take this number and multiply it by 5%, and we're just going to use this 5% for a profit savings for right now. So you take your cost of living plus your business expenses, take that total, and multiply it by 5%. Now you have a new total. Now you're going to take this total and multiply it by 30% if you're in a state that doesn't have income tax. But you're going to use 35% if you're in a state that does have income tax. So this number is now your income goal. This is your bare minimum just to cover your cost of living, your business expenses, some 5% savings, and what you need to pay for tax. This is your minimum income goal. Of course, you can make your income goal a little bit higher to set an extension for yourself. But this is the number that you should be starting to work with. Okay, so now that we have our income goal, we're going to set our nervous system to receive and hold this money. This is your monthly income goal. So the first thing I want you to do is close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath into your belly and let it all go. Now I want you to imagine your bank account. And I want you to see this number in your bank account. And just check in with your body and see how that feels. If you have any tension or fear or nervousness in your body, that means your nervous system is not ready to hold that number. So the practice is every day, if you just do what we just did, just spend 2 minutes, and in your mind you're going to visualize different numbers in your bank account. You can go a little bit lower to find your safe zone where you are right now, and you can start extending it higher. The nervous system practice while you're doing this is telling your body, this is safe. I deserve this. I can have this, and I don't have to spend it. I don't have to give it to anybody. It is safe for me to hold this money. And you just tell yourself the truth. Your body is programmed to tell you something otherwise, but you're going to tell yourself the truth. And if you're struggling to believe that, you can start adding some other nervous system tricks like laying on the ground outside or in a pool of water and doing this exercise, okay? And just start releasing the energy slowly. Be gentle with your body. Every single one of us is programmed from the moment we enter this world. I mean, not exactly, but we're receiving all that programming from our parents at a really young age around scarcity and poverty mindset. The way that this world is set up, they want us to be that way, and so we're heavily programmed. And then we feel a ton of shame when we say, like, I don't feel safe holding that money, or I don't feel comfortable making that amount of money because I feel like I'm taking it away from someone else, or I don't deserve to have it, or I'm not worth it, or whatever all your reasons are. My customers can't afford me. Those are all programmed into you. None of that is true. Tell yourself the truth and just start doing that on a daily basis with some nice deep breaths. Put your hand on your body. You are safe. Your money is safe. It can stay with you. You can also spend it freely if you'd like, right? So money is a currency. It's going to come in and flow out of your life with ease and grace. And these are just some practices to start putting into your daily life, how you're talking to yourself, and what you're thinking about money. And I also want you to pay attention to the thoughts that you're thinking around money and wealth and what you're allowed to have and how much money you need to have, right? A lot of us have a really low number, and it can actually be extended much higher for our baseline around what we're just allowed to sit on, Okay? When you spend time doing this, you stop playing the guessing game. You stop underpricing your work, and you finally get clear on what your business needs to operate, not just what you want to earn. So here's your next step. Take your income goal and ask yourself, how many of each of my offers do I need to sell in order to hit this goal? That becomes your target. To make this easy, I created an income and budget calculator. It's on Google Sheets. It's really simple, and it does all this math for you. It's normally $5 on my website, but if you're watching this video right now, you can get it for free by using the coupon code YouTube at checkout. You can find it on my website, www.arielmaguire.com. And if you're just starting a business or would like to make sure that your business is structured the right way, check out my ebook, Start Your Business the Right Way. It's packed with step-by-step instructions, helpful spreadsheets and checklists. There's actually a whole bookkeeping template in there to help you get started. You can find that on my website too. If something in this video sparked insight or prompted a question, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Your reflections and questions genuinely help me shape what I share now. So thanks for being here. I hope you guys have a great day.